Valerie Bertinelli became a household name as a teenager. But before that, she was already dealing with the first of many tragedies that would define her life. The only girl in a house full of boys, Valerie Bertinelli was the third of Andrew and Nancy Bertinelli's 5 children. But her birth was overshadowed by overwhelming grief. Her 17-month-old brother, Mark, died from accidentally drinking poison not long before she was born. Bertinelli didn't even find out about Mark until she was a teenager. She told People magazine, "When I came into the world, my mom was grieving. The subject was too painful. My parents kept the tragedy locked inside." Bertinelli didn't fully grasp what her parents had suffered until she became a parent herself. By that point, however, she had already internalized their example of keeping feelings bottled up. She said, "I felt like I had to make everyone happy. It's a big job for a little kid. Maybe too big." Bertinelli would later turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms, including drugs, alcohol, and food.
It's another tool to deny feelings, squash feelings, numb feelings.
In a 2023 Instagram post, the self-described perpetual people pleaser wrote, "I want to feel my feelings, even though they can be scary sometimes, and I do my best to get to the other side of them." In 1975, Bertinelli got her big break when she was cast as Barbara Cooper on the hit sitcom One Day at a Time, quickly becoming one of the most famous faces in America. In 2025, she told Entertainment Weekly, "I remember being 15, standing at the apartment door and really thinking, at 15 years old, this is gonna change my life." Unfortunately, fame was a double-edged sword, as it took a toll on her mental health. She told Drew Barrymore that it was her on-screen mom, Bonnie Franklin, who got her help, saying, I finally went to Bonnie by the time I turned 20 and said, I'm struggling. And she could see that I was struggling, and she sent me to a psychiatrist. She sent me to a therapist." Hearts broke around the world when guitar legend Eddie Van Halen married 20-year-old Bertinelli in 1981, after dating for less than a year. While they may have looked like the perfect pair, the relationship was far from a fairy tale. In her 2008 autobiography, Losing It and Gaining My Life Back 1 Pound at a Time, Bertinelli took readers down the rocky road of a rock and roll marriage filled with infidelity, disconnection, and heavy partying and drug use. She detailed how she unsuccessfully tried to balance her life as an actor with her life as a rock star's wife. While promoting the book, she told Oprah, "The week off, I would destroy my body trying to stay up with him. It got to a point whenever I heard the birds chirp, it was, oh God, no. It took me years after stopping the cocaine before I could enjoy a sunrise and enjoy the sound of birds." There were other issues too, including infidelity on both sides. Bertinelli said that she caught Van Halen in extramarital affairs, and she's admitted to having affairs of her own, with both men and women, during their more than 20-year marriage.
A couple years ago, I saw an article about he was having an affair with an elevator operator named Patty. Wondering about that one.
Unfortunately, neither therapy nor the birth of their son Wolfgang in 1991 could save the couple's marriage, and they separated in 2001. It took another 6 years before she pulled the plug on the marriage for good. Rather than stay together for the kids, as many people do, Bertinelli said she divorced Van Halen in part because of the son they shared. She said, "One of the many reasons that Ed and I split up is to give Wolfie a better vision of what two people who are supposedly in love treat each other like. Ed and I weren't treating each other like two people that loved each other, and that's what Wolfie was seeing." Although it had been years in the making, Bertinelli said she hit rock bottom after the divorce, turning to her vices for comfort. "Those were some of the darkest days of my life, and I was eating my way through them. I became a hermit." Following her divorce from Van Halen, Bertinelli found love again with businessman Tom Vitale and married him in 2011 after a 6-year courtship. Van Halen went on to wed Janie Leshevsky in 2009, but he and Bertinelli were still in each other's lives as they co-parented their son Wolfgang, and they became close friends. When Van Halen was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in 2017 and a brain tumor in 2019, Bertinelli was there for him with love and support. In her 2022 memoir, Enough Already, Learning to Love the Way I Am Today, Bertinelli wrote, "I loved Ed more than I know how to explain. I loved his soul." She also recounted that her ex-husband came to her home on Thanksgiving 2019, less than a year before he died, to talk with her privately and present her with a gift. "He wants me to know he messed up and that it is too bad. I agree, but acknowledged that I contributed to our troubles too, and I'm also sorry." Their complex love story lasted until Van Halen's last breath on October 6, 2020, with Bertinelli at his side. After Van Halen's death, Bertinelli posted a loving tribute to Instagram, only to find herself on the receiving end of horrible comments. Haters claimed Bertinelli was being insensitive to Leszewski and was using Van Halen's death to bring attention to herself. During an appearance on Today with Hoda and Jenna, Bertinelli said, "It's weird. Grief shame is something I never thought would happen to me. I don't want to talk about it right now, but I knew the man for 40 years. I was 20 when I met him. I still loved him."
We spent a lot of time together. He's the father of my son. He's the father of the greatest gift in my life.
But online trolls piled on even more. Bertinelli's son, Wolfgang, jumped to his mother's defense on Instagram, writing, "I implore you dipshits to realize that you have no idea the relationship that my parents shared, and can't seem to comprehend the idea of two people having the capacity to love one another. Have a lovely day, asshole."
Love. Love always wins, no matter what. Even when they're gone, there's still that love there.
Less than 2 years after the death of the man she referred to as her soulmate, Bertinelli filed for divorce from her second husband, Tom Vitale, citing irreconcilable differences. It later came out that the couple had been apart since 2019. Some speculated that Bertinelli's love for Van Halen caused problems in her marriage, citing the fact that her book didn't go into detail about her relationship with Vitale. Bertinelli claimed she was just trying to protect his privacy, telling USA Today, "I try to be really sensitive to Tom and Janie Leszewski because they're private people, and I don't want to tell their story. I was just trying to tell the story between me and Ed without being hurtful." Even with a prenup in place, Bertinelli still ended up paying a reported settlement of over $2 million. Vitale claimed he was unable to find work after leaving his career as a financial planner to help his wife grow her own business. Once the split was final, Bertinelli wrote in a since-deleted Instagram post that she was now happily divorced. Internet trolls haven't just attacked Bertinelli's openness about her relationship with Van Halen. They've gone after her weight and appearance too. After one particularly ugly online comment, Bertinelli posted a since-deleted video to Instagram in July 2021, in which she fought back tears. In the caption accompanying her post, she issued a heartfelt plea to the public to be kind, writing, "We all could use a little more kindness and patience and grace, because we just never know what someone else is going through." Bertinelli received an outpouring of support from fans and fellow celebrities alike, including Demi Lovato, who wrote in the post's comments, "I love you. You said it yourself, you're already enough. I'm sorry you had to deal with this. Here for you always." Wolfgang also once again jumped to his mother's defense, commenting, "You're perfect the way you are, Ma. I love you." Bertinelli showed her appreciation for her supporters in an Instagram story saying, "Thank you. There's so much kindness out there. I certainly don't feel so alone anymore."
Do I want my genes to be a little looser? Hell yeah, but I'm happy today.
Bertinelli's Instagram plea for an end to body shaming wasn't received well by everyone. There was online backlash by some who felt she was being hypocritical, pointing to her 6-year stint as a Jenny Craig spokesperson and bikini-clad photoshoot for the cover of People in 2009. In Enough Already, Bertinelli wrote that she took the job primarily out of necessity, saying, "I wasn't trying to get healthy or deal with the reasons I gained weight over the years. I had split from Ed and I refused to take money from him. As a single working mom, I needed to make money. Jenny Craig was a good job." Good job or not, Bertinelli did admit that she contributed to the diet culture, writing, "I was starving myself and doing twice-a-day workouts. Some people can look like that without doing that, but not me. And there is shame for being part of the problem to make other people think they could do it. I bought into it hook, line, and sinker, but I didn't take care of my head and my heart, and I think it really starts with that." After her split from Vitale, Bertinelli found herself in a verbally abusive relationship. In 2023, she began seeing a therapist to deal with the resulting feelings of unworthiness. She said in an Instagram story, "I have been screamed at so many times and told how fat and lazy I am. I realize that was someone just projecting on me whatever they needed to project on me.
But my part in all of it was believing it, and now I don't believe it anymore."
That year, she also began participating in Dry January and said it has helped her both physically and mentally. She told people, "I'm happy because I physically feel better. I'm getting better sleep, but I've noticed that, oh boy, lots of feelings are coming up." But rather than push them down or try and eat them away, Bertinelli said she was trying to work through them. So that's what we're doing today. We're feeling the feelings and letting them go, giving them a voice.
I've been working so hard for so long. I just want to know what true joy feels like.
Bertinelli has had some complicated relationships, but that doesn't mean she's bitter about them. The actor is aware of her own role in some of her less successful relationships, and she's not afraid to own it. In 2025, she wrote on Instagram, "I think about mistakes I've made in relationships a lot. I've been on both sides of this. I think we all just want to do better and feel awful when we've hurt someone we love, and shame prevents us from thinking clearly." In the same post, she also revealed regret at the end of a recent relationship, writing, "I fumbled the last true good man I met." Although it's hard to know who Bertinelli was referencing, there has been some speculation that it was her ex-boyfriend, writer Mike Goodenough. The couple officially broke up in November 2024, but continued to see each other for some time afterward. Goodenough expressed his disappointment at the separation, writing in an Instagram post of his own, "The dissolution of our relationship and way it played out has been by far the most painful experience of my life. Here's hoping happier times lay ahead for both of them."